Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the live stream today. Looking at the market right at open, there's a few stocks running to the upside. I noticed Snapchat and Netflix are obviously up. Obviously, Netflix had those amazing earnings last night, so that's why they're up. But nonetheless, Snapchat's actually leading my watch list up 2.7% anyways. It's really starting to fly up this morning. And actually, they had some pretty bad news yesterday where Morgan Stanley lowered their price target to $17 from $24, although they did maintain the overweight rating, but that's honestly pretty bad to lower their target to 17 from 24. But hey, I'll take the upwards movement today with Snapchat nonetheless. It's really breaking out today, now up 3.25%. That's actually a pretty good percentage for a stock like Snapchat. It's really breaking above that high of yesterday right at market open. So definitely keep your eyes on this one. It is starting to get some pretty big pops and moves this morning. I also noticed GameStop is starting to point to the upside again, which is, I guess that's cool to see. You know, I know GameStop's not my favorite out there, but hey, it can make for some really good intraday day trades and different things like that. Let's go look at Palantir. That one's also climbing the watch list. Palantir is actually breaking out above resistance that we posted earlier in the week, right around $9.45. So yeah, that's having a nice explosion all the way up to 960 now, up 2.6% as of this second. So definitely not a bad move from Palantir. So far though today, it seems like a pretty good day in the market, guys. Definitely let me know what stocks you are watching in the comments, and we will check some of those out. But going back to Snapchat, it's now up 4.7%. Just continues to fly up today. We're almost up to $15 on Snap, actually. So pretty decent move. I mean, I'll take that. I was kind of expecting some red movement today initially, but you know, looking at the watch list today, it looks extremely green today. You know, if I scroll down and I go to the bottom, I see LI's down, Oxy's down. I will say AMD's in the red. So is Intel. So some of those stocks are down, but a lot of the market is up, actually. A lot of the growth stocks, I should say, are up. I did notice like Apple and a few other of those bigger blue chip companies are actually falling off a little bit this morning. Apple's actually red, negative 0.35%. So that's definitely not what you want to see out of Apple. I'm sure that's going to make the SPY. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, the SPY is starting to pull back down a little bit too with these chip makers. Let's go back and check out some of these other stocks in the market. Maybe like Walmart, Target. Stocks like, wow, Walmart's actually having a pretty good pop this morning. Almost up 1%, which for Walmart, that's actually not bad. Let's see, Target. Let's see, yeah, Target's right at 154. They're starting to break out today. I mean, that's actually not bad. I was kind of expecting these stocks to maybe be down with Apple and some of those others, but cool to see the retailers holding up well so far today. I saw Square was running up too with the rest of those growth stocks. I'm a little bit scared. I don't see DraftKings on my watch list, but let's see. DKNG. Oh, okay. They're in the green too, so relieved to see that. Good morning, Vicky, George, Jamie, Mike. I'm Fierce. Thanks for joining up. Keisha, good morning. Sean Cornish said that huge wick on the SPY earlier is like an indicator for where we are heading. Let's see. The good old SPY. Where's that big wick? Sean, do you mean the wick to the downside around 391? Is that what you mean? Maybe you're on like a 5 minute. Let's see. Oh yeah, maybe you're on the 5 minutes. But nonetheless, that is a ooh, I didn't mean to do that. Either way though, that is a pretty bad move down. I would probably say we might end up falling off down towards that 391 intraday support, or I should say pre-market support down there, but I don't really think it's going to fall off too much today. I just think it's going to be very, very mixed across the board. I thought Netflix doing good was going to help the market maybe, but looks like I was maybe wrong on that one. Let's see, QQQ. I mean, QQQ's coming back, so that's okay. Santi says, morning, Tom and everyone. Let's have a good day today. Definitely. Yeah, let's kill it. Definitely bring in those profits. If you see any stocks that are moving or anything like that, let me know and we'll check those out, because as we know, the momentum plays seem to be the way to trade in this type of crazy market. You're either trading momentum or you're buying stuff for the longer term right now. But Yeah, let's go back to some of these stocks. NEO. Yeah, NEO actually had a really big pop up this morning, so good move from them. Let's see, I'm trying to. There we go. Yeah, NEO's having a really nice move. They are running up into resistance around $20.80, so be a little bit aware of that. That could end up being a pretty big level there. George says Workhorse had a pump in pre-market. Workhorse, or good old, as Sean likes to call it, Donkey Horse, had some nice moves. But yeah, it definitely did have a nice pre-market pop. It's up 7.6%. I will say I don't even have Workhorse on my watch list anymore just because of how crazy they've been. But I will say there's a nice support forming on that daily chart right around $2.50 to $2.60. Actually, I kind of like that move, and it doesn't look too bad today. But yeah, it doesn't look too bad today. There is some pretty big moves off of support there. It's actually not bad, and it's like running up to around $3.50. So it's not looking too bad. So pretty good moves out of Workhorse and the rest of growth. Honestly, like pretty much every stock in the growth sector today is doing quite well. I even noticed Asana is like leading the way here for me today. It's up 5.5%. Let's redo that. Let's go back to SPY really quick and reset. It's green by 5%, but for some reason it's not showing it down here at the bottom. But nonetheless, though, it is green. Like there we go, 5.6%. Just had to update that price really quick, but there we go. Finally popped up there. And we have Asana moving up here again, up to 1825. So definitely not the worst move today out of these growth stocks. I'll take it any day of the week. Going back to DraftKings, they're really starting to pop above $13.60. That's actually a huge move. Yeah, I'm really glad to see DraftKings breaking out above this. Hopefully, we can start to get some nice momentum coming in here. It's been I will say, like, the end of last week was very nice, but this week so far has been pretty slow as far as like big movement to the upside with DraftKings. So glad to see it moving up here like this today. It definitely looks pretty hot. But looking at my watch list here, like I said, Asana's at the top. I know we talked a lot about Snapchat at the very beginning of the stream as well, and they are now up 6%, also still flying up along with Asana. So pretty good move out of Snap still. It's not really slowing down or turning over as of yet. Maybe we'll actually have a pretty good day on our hands here if this actually can continue up. It's been a terrible past couple of years, honestly, for a few of these growth stocks. It's even been a bad past year for bigger stocks like Facebook or Meta, Apple. Stocks like that have been very brutal since January 1st of this year. It's pretty much been straight down pretty much the whole year. It's been a tough go. Like if we go look at that SPY daily chart, go look at it on the daily. Yeah, you can see ever since the beginning of this year, pretty much SPY has been in a bad downtrend. So cool to see it breaking out though down here. I'm glad to see us forming some good supports, and I have a good feeling we might end up breaking out here and filling this gap to at least retest up towards $400. If the SPY could run from 393 up to 400, I think that would be a very safe and very nice move on the SPY. When you look at the overall picture though, 400 isn't really that much. I would hope we can go higher than that, but like I said, that's a bit of a safe move there. Let's see. Keisha says AMD killed it yesterday. There we go. Did they? Yeah, they definitely did. That was a huge move out of AMD. So far this morning, they started falling off, but they're just kind of going flat now. So not really doing anything too crazy, Keisha. But I will say, looking at that daily chart, the daily on AMD, I think looks pretty good personally. So Manny says Netflix. Yeah, NFLX is still going crazy ever since those earnings yesterday. And wow, yeah, they're actually falling right back off to the downside today, which is definitely not what you want to see out of a post earnings play like Netflix. You know, like they really ran up last night. That was a huge pop. Now they're only up 1% from yesterday. They might as well not even have had earnings at at this pace, but I was glad to see him do well on earnings, though. That was cool. They still had negative numbers, though. They just obviously they were expecting negative 2 million subscribers for Netflix, and they only came in negative like I think like negative 900,000. So they weren't as bad as people thought. SM fan, how are you doing this morning? They say, hi Tom, Tesla will reach 860 plus tomorrow. Tesla levels, please, for sure. Let's see, Tesla. I hope it reaches 860 plus, like you said. That's funny. Excuse me, but you said 860 plus. Wow, let's see if that can happen. Wow, so right now Tesla's like double topping right around 752. Yeah, I would say if Tesla can break that high of day today, SM, at 752, it could have a pretty good pop. Now, I do want to show you something with Tesla on the daily here, because Tesla is in a bit of like a wedge pattern here, guys. So for all my technical traders out there, definitely pay attention here, because yeah, Tesla's in a pretty good formation. You can see it's been staying between this wedge here over the past few weeks, and it's been kind of squeezing towards the end of this wedge now. SM says I am broke today. That's not good. Don't be broke, SM. We have to play Tesla, Don't you gotta you gotta re-up the account or something. No, I'm just joking, but yeah, that sucks. Hopefully you can play Tesla up to 860 like you said. Personally, SM, I have kind of a bad feeling with Tesla. I have a bad feeling this thing might end up falling off the face of the earth here. And I hope they don't fall under like 640, but I would not be surprised if we got there. I really hope we're moving up towards 860 though, like you said. I would definitely prefer the green. I'm just not too confident right now on this one. Santi says, is a wedge a bullish or bearish pattern? So Santi, it actually can go either way a lot of the time. So a lot of people will always look at these wedges and they'll try to, for example, they'll try to look at if this is, they'll call it like, for example, maybe a downwards flag. You could also have that flag pattern to the upside. A lot of times those flag patterns have wedges like this. So like a lot of people might look at this and say, well, see, this right here is the pole to the flag. Then you have the flag right here. Now we might see like another drop down. So a lot of people who call this a bearish wedge. It's kind of tough to say. There is higher lows and lower highs, so it's kind of a hard one. The way that I like to play this, Santi, because it's always hard for people to tell, So what I like to tell people is wait for the break out of this wedge just one way or the other. So like I said, you can't really tell if it's bullish or bearish. So what I like to do is I like to just wait. So what sucks is that Tesla's going to have earnings, so it's probably going to gap out of this wedge in some way. But if you see it gap up out, it might be a good entry. If you see a good initial break, then it might usually keep running for maybe a few days after that breakout on these daily wedges. If we do see a break down below the wedge, then I like to play it off to the downside. But so far, this is a pretty good setup from Tesla, I will say. I like these wedge patterns. They usually bring in some pretty good movement. The only thing I don't like is that the movement's going to probably come from earnings. We are getting pretty close to the end of the wedge, though, so hopefully we just fall down a little bit and then we just keep squeezing between here, because I would love to see this thing squeeze out for another week and maybe shake a lot of people out before going, because it would just make for some better trading, we'll say, because people shouldn't be all going all in on Tesla. Manny says, what's the IV on Tesla? Sure thing. Let me get that for you really quick, Manny. We have to do it on Thinkorswim because TradingView, I don't think has IV on there. But the IV is sitting at, let's just go on the hourly chart. It'll be easier. So it's sitting down right around 71% here. And just like last week or a few weeks ago, we were sitting around 90%. So the IV has actually been falling off a little bit, which is a little bit surprising. Definitely expect a big move falling off to the downside, though, with Tesla, because, obviously with IV is what I'm talking about. A big move to the downside with IV is what I mean, not the stock. So be aware of that IV. It'll probably have a nice crush after earnings, as stocks usually do. You can see that IV on Tesla's last earnings report also tanked off, but then started moving back up actually over the next few weeks because Tesla started, you know, falling off in a big way. But Vicky says Nvidia and AMD levels, please. Sure thing, sure thing. Let's see Nvidia here. Wow, Nvidia is actually looking really hot here intraday, Vicky. Good call. Yeah, let's see. They're running up towards that high of, wow, yeah, that high of after hours yesterday, right around 172.77. I would say, Vicky, make Nvidia break above 173. I would think that that's a pretty good resistance to the upside. As far as support to the downside, I'm definitely seeing somewhere down here around 168, Vicky. There has been a lot of bounces around 168 over the past few days. If we fall below that, then I up 165. But yeah, I really like it, and I hope that we break out above 173 here. That would make for a pretty nice intraday pop. And if we do break 173, then go ahead and look at another resistance coming up around 177, and then another one up around 180. So there is a few levels coming up here within this $10 range on Nvidia, so keep that in mind. As far as AMD goes, AMD has some big resistance up around $90. Then just below that, where we are now, we have some resistance around 87.50, and then there's some pretty big support, Vicky, down here right around 83.80, and then I'm seeing another big one right around $80, or I should just say right around 80 to 81. So be on the lookout for those levels on AMD. I think AMD can maybe go back up today. Nvidia is trying to pop back, so that's great to see. SM, thanks for the super chat. Thank you so much for that one. They're saying, can you discuss earnings numbers for Tesla? Yeah, sure. I will discuss those. Let me pull up a couple articles really quick, SM, to kind of explain some points a little bit better. So give me a second to pull those up. But nonetheless, yeah, Tesla earnings tonight are going to be very influential. And we can see, looking at this earnings, at the estimates here, they're expected to have $16.539 billion in revenue and an EPS of 1.81, which is positive. So that's great to see. Their last EPS looked like it was actually came in at 3.22. So we are expecting, I guess, some negative numbers here. But I will say, just be aware, guys. China has been playing a big role on Tesla as of late. So there's a lot of issues going on right now as far as Tesla stock and China, because there's been a lot of lockdowns and stuff like that going on with COVID. So we have to be very careful with these earnings here. You know, they could have a pretty big hit. There's a lot of different articles out there and analysts talking about Tesla potentially falling because of this news. So it's definitely not what you want to see, but nonetheless, that's what everyone's talking about here. So whenever we talk about earnings numbers, SM, the big numbers with Tesla tomorrow are going to be those production numbers and jobs numbers. So we're going to have to see how exactly Tesla did, because whenever you're looking at the production numbers, they might not have produced as much out of China that people were expecting. So here, I'll go ahead and show you the article just so you can kind of see, because I had to search Tesla earnings China just to kind of find it for us. But nonetheless, when I search Tesla earnings China, you can see right here, Tesla poised for earnings hit from China factory slowdown. So that's going to be pretty big. And this is from the Wall Street Journal. But this is going to be huge. They're watching for any revision to Tesla CEO Elon Musk's forecast that the company is likely to produce more than 1.5 million vehicles in 2022. And I remember he did say that he was forecasting that Tesla would produce 1.5 million vehicles this year. Now, if they have to revise that back to the downside a little bit, that could make Tesla seriously fall down, guys. So just be aware. You know, people are expecting Tesla to fall here today. There's been a lot of issues in China. Those lockdowns, guys, are tough. I'm glad that the U.S. doesn't do lockdowns anymore. Wow. Yeah, I'm really glad we don't. And honestly, I haven't even heard about COVID in forever. I know it's still going on, but I haven't heard anything about it at all. But yeah, these earnings are going to be huge later. I obviously can't see the whole article because thanks Wall Street Journal. But yeah, that Shanghai assembly plant being closed is huge. Let's see what else to look for. Four indicators to watch for on Tesla Q2 earnings day, but that's the main thing I'm looking for today is those delivery numbers. We need or delivery slash production numbers. Those are the big things to look for. Oh, just like they said here, production is their number one thing to look at too. So definitely keep that in mind. Obviously, revenue and everything like that is going to be huge to watch as well. And the main thing is revenue might do well if they still report good production numbers, but I have a weird feeling they might not. Obviously, like I keep saying, the China news has just been adding a lot of pressure on the Tesla lately. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's right. Tesla also opened the Gigafactory in Austin earlier this year, along with the $5 billion Gigafactory in Berlin. So that's huge. $5 billion Gigafactory. Tesla's U.S. sales fell 18.3% to 131,449 units in the second quarter compared with the same period last year, according to Autodata Corp. So we need those numbers to come up, obviously, and I don't think that we're going to be hitting those numbers that Tesla's talking about at 1.5 million. Seems pretty crazy there. Supercharger network software, bonus round, master plan 3. Yeah, I don't think that stuff's too crazy. But I did also want to talk about, guys, Elon Musk was spotted on his yacht yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw this. Um, okay, he was with Endeavor CEO Ari Emanuel and his wife. So that's funny, but yeah, look at this picture. I saw this picture of this guy spraying Elon Musk with water, and it just had me laughing so hard, guys. I mean, like, look at this. Like, am I gonna get in trouble for showing this on YouTube or something? Like, is this like nudity? I'm lost, but it had me laughing so much, guys. Like, I just don't know like what is going on in this picture, and I will say Elon, he looks like a damn ghost. I mean, he looks like the guy on that movie The Benchwarmers that has like the disorder that doesn't want to go outside. Man, he looks so pale, but wow, he needs to get out on that yacht more. That is insane. But yeah, I know he's been in the headlines lately. Obviously, they're talking about that Twitter deal as of late. Apparently, they're doing the Twitter deal. They're doing the lawsuit for that in October. So we'll have to see how Elon fares with that lawsuit. He'll probably end up having to pay quite a bit, honestly, considering he made that stock go insane for a while. But yeah, I hope that helped you, SM. I hope that answered your question a little bit. Obviously, we can't really predict revenue or anything like that. It's kind of very difficult, but I will say the main thing is going to be those production numbers today. If those numbers come in well, then I think Tesla will do okay. Sean says he snagged some of LabU at the $9.80 break. July 22nd, $9.50 calls at the 980 break on LabU. Let's see it. LABU. I like watching setups like this, and oh man, Cornish. I mean, it ran a little bit up to 10, but it kind of faked out. It hit my resistance though, which is cool, up around $10. But yeah, it ended up pulling right back down to 977. Yeah, not my favorite move this morning, Sean. I mean, it was looking great early on, obviously, but yeah, it had that fake out. I hope it can maybe start bouncing on bottom support somewhere down here and start to move back to the upside a little bit. That would definitely be helpful for good old LabU here today. George says GME, though. I know you typed out a little bit ago, though, George, and hey, it's still moving, up 4.77%, up to 158.93, that high of day today, so definitely a good move with GameStop. Let's see AMC. Yeah, even AMC's been coming up today, so kind of both of the meme stocks are moving, which is cool. Santi says a ghost, yeah. Yeah, it was kind of funny, Santi. Elon makes me laugh a little bit, but I love Elon though. He's pretty cool. It's funny though, I never saw paparazzi photos of him, getting sprayed with water like that, or ever on like a yacht or anything like that. He's always usually, not doing stuff like that. It's kind of funny. But Yeah, he's starting to look like an everyday guy now. You know, he's starting to not look quite as I guess above everybody now that the media is hitting him a little bit. But Elias says I bought some Disney and Amazon calls. What do you think, Tom? Let's see, Disney and Amazon. Let's see. So Disney's actually looking pretty good. I will say they're popping up above 102, which is a pretty big support now that we passed above it. Um, yeah, I really like this. I really like this on 102. I mean, it is starting to pull back a little bit right now, though. Kind of like what I said with Sean's play. It has momentum and it was looking great, but now it's starting to pull back down. So, you know, it lost that momentum at least over the past few minutes. So, looking at Disney, it's a tough play. I don't think I'd buy it right here. But nonetheless, I think I'd still be buying in today at some point if we continue to see that momentum go up today. Now, I hope Amazon's doing better. I've been liking them a lot lately. Yeah, Amazon looks pretty good up to 119, almost 120. Let's see them on that daily. I should have played that daily. In the streams, guys, I kept saying I really love the setup on Amazon and everything like that, but yeah, the stock ended up going a little bit crazy there before we ended up coming up, but nonetheless, I do like Amazon's setup as well. So looking at Amazon, I feel like calls on this one are pretty good too. My only issue is just like I said with the other stocks, they're flying up today. Now they're starting to pull back down, and you know they might go through that hour or two of pullbacks here before going up again. So be aware of that, Elias. I will say, you know, they are starting to come back down a little bit now, so be a little bit cautious of those. Let's go back to Disney real quick. Disney's still closer to the top, so I think I like that one a little bit better. But Sean says, yeah, I might have been a little early. Yeah, and he's talking about LabU with those LabU calls there. And yeah, you might have. I mean, it still is pulling back a little bit now, but you know, it might end up being a blessing in disguise or something, Sean. You know, it might pull back down to support or something, then start to go back up. You know, definitely not too bad of a move today. Overall, it's green by 5.7%, so that's good. Obviously, though, it's not green where we want, but yeah, if you guys are liking the stream today, smash that like button. I know we've been talking a lot about Tesla. Who knows? Maybe we can generate some good vibes here, and maybe Tesla can go up to 860 on earnings, just like SM wants it to. But yeah, smash that like button, guys, if you're enjoying the stream, as always. I definitely appreciate it, and it really helps out. But yeah, let me know what stocks you guys are watching. We'll check them out. But so far today, been really active in the chat, so I appreciate that, guys. You know, a lot of different stocks moving up and down today. I actually noticed Unity today has now climbed to the top of my watch list, up around 7%. That's actually a huge move up with Unity. Yeah, all the way, yeah, up 7%. I mean, that is a very nice move to the upside. And we haven't really seen Unity have this type of move over the past few weeks. Even while some of those other growth plays were going up, poor Unity was like gapping down. So they need to start going up. They're kind of filling that gap on the daily. They actually filled it perfectly on the intraday chart. So that's cool to see it. They filled that in such a good way. You know, I know people like to play gap fills, and let's go look at Netflix for a gap fill real quick on the daily. As you can see, Netflix has some pretty big gaps to fill after those bad earnings drops over the past couple months. But and Netflix on an intraday chart today looks really crazy. Lately on earnings, guys, we've been seeing some insane moves. Like these stocks will fly up, then they'll start to fly like right back down the next day. It's kind of insane. Let's go on CNBC and see if there's any big news coming out this morning. Let's see. Mortgage demand drops to a 22-year low as higher interest rates and inflation crush home buyers. So that's definitely not good. And I can't believe that the mortgage demand dropped to a 22-year low. I mean, that's very hot, or a very huge drop nonetheless. Wasn't mortgage demand like at the highest ever just a few months ago, or like earlier last year or something like that? Let's see. 22 year low. 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 22 ye they're 19% lower than the same week in 2021. So that is pretty big drop. Yeah, pretty much it says here consumers are losing purchasing power between high prices with inflation and with rates going up on interest rates for houses and everything like that. It's obviously getting worse and worse, and like it says, they've lost considerable purchasing power. So obviously the activity then is going to decline. And this needed to happen at some point. You know, people were paying super high prices for things for too long. Hey, there we go. The Senate advances the $50 billion CHIPS bill to boost U.S. semiconductor production. That better help out Intel for me. Let's go see INTC. Oh, Intel's down. God damn it. It's not what you want to see. Deutsche Bank adjusts Intel's price target to 45 from 55. Well, thanks for that, Deutsche. They just had to do that. It's cool to see, though, that the U.S. passed that bill, though. That's actually a pretty cool bill. The CHIPS Act that's going to give U.S. chip companies a lot of backing to try to go ahead and get more established in the United States. And this bill was supposed to help Intel out pretty well. I know a lot of other companies and even people in Congress were saying that Intel was, trying to leverage their trying to pretty much gain leverage over the situation, gain leverage over Congress to get more funding through this. And hey, it looks like it might have happened, but nonetheless, it's cool to see that we're going to be doing this. The U.S. needs its own semiconductors, and yeah, it definitely does need their own semiconductors, because if we keep relying on China and all these other countries, like, who knows, they could put some weird spyware or God knows what in those things, and I'm sure we look at it and everything like that, but nonetheless, if it's made there, they could do something a little different. Looking at my watch list to the downside, though, I've been talking about every stock that's green today. Let's talk about stocks falling down. So CVS Pharmacy is actually leading the way to the downside, down 2%, which is kind of funny to see. I also noticed crude oil futures are down, believe it or not. So let's check this out. Crude oil futures are actually down quite a bit. Hold on, I'm on the wrong exchange. Let's go to the NYMEX. There we go. NYMEX. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, you can see it's down a little bit, under $100 a barrel, and we've had a lot of issues staying up above 100 on crude this week. So maybe we'll see crude start to fall off, and if it does start to fall down below support here at like 98.50, watch out for DRIP, because DRIP will start to fly up if crude falls down, and DRIP has had some pretty big moves over the past few weeks, and if crude starts dying today, DRIP will probably start to run up in a big way. And you can see right now it's actually looking pretty good this morning for a little bit of a run. It's obviously not breaking out like a lot of other stocks are, but nonetheless, it's definitely trying to run up. Yeah, smash that like button like Keisha says. J Deep says, can I call Tesla Pesla? I don't know. Are you going to get me in trouble for that? I'm a little bit confused. Is Pelosi what you mean? Manny said Pelosi. Yeah, you have me laughing. Instead of Elon, it's Pelon. Man, am I missing something? I'm a little confused why. I don't get why you're saying that, but I think it's hilarious nonetheless. Is it something with the boat? I don't know. I hope I'm not going to get in trouble for saying these things.
Your translation device works.
Whoa.
Amazing. Say peanut butter.
Absolutely.
Sorry,
not.
guys. It started playing that ad there on Fox Business. I hope that didn't blow your guys' eardrums out. It kind of just started coming through my speakers and scared the hell out of me. I'm not going to lie. It made me jump. But the NVIDIA chip bill, Manny says. Pelosi, yeah. Yeah, NVIDIA's doing good. Let's see. Are they running off of this? Yeah, I mean, they're not really running either, though. I mean, it's... Damn, I'm hoping for better moves out of these chip companies. Especially NVIDIA. considering they're one of the bigger ones out there. Mike Chang says, now I see why. Mike Chang says Elon should be inventing a tanning bed in a Tesla. Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, man, he is pale. I mean, I know he says he spends time inside, but man, I didn't know he meant that much time. I mean, wow. Look at, and then they have to show this Emmanuel guy right next to him. It probably makes him look even more paler, you know. Emmanuel looks like here, he gets out in the sun, you know, he's out tanning and stuff like that. Elon here is wider than the boat that's behind him. Like, I cannot believe I'm even seeing this. Hang on, I gotta show you guys this. This is actually gonna be, you guys are gonna like this, I think. Oh my gosh. This scene, guys. All right, here we go. This is the guy I'm talking about. Oh my gosh, you guys. Have you guys seen the bench warmer? Because you are gonna laugh at this. All right, here it is. Hopefully we don't get banned.
Outside bad. The sun's scary. It's not my friend. He wants to hurt me. Safer.
Look, they're not gonna kill you, all right? They're just dropping off the cookies I ordered.
They look very aggressive.
So see, he like doesn't go outside.
Trust me, you'll be fine. Just take the Thin Mints back into the apartment. That's our food for the week.
Fine. You can eat the Thin Mints at my funeral, Richie.
Yeah, here, watch him try to go outside. Okay. And nonetheless, though, guys, that's what Elon reminds me of right there. This guy's scared to go outside, but all right, back to stocks. Keisha says, "Is it me or are stocks trying to decide on a direction? Seems like that all stocks have stalled a bit." Yeah, it does. You know, they all have. They've all been like slowly just staying stagnant, falling back off a little bit today, kind of going flat, like you said, Keisha. Maybe we're kind of awaiting those Tesla earnings coming up later. That might be a pretty big event, so be on the lookout for those Tesla earnings, obviously. That might make the market pick a good direction, but SPY is sitting right around intraday support around 391. If we break below that, maybe we'll start to fall off to the downside a little bit more. I know earlier today, Apple and a few other stocks were just very flat to down. Here we go. Now Apple's actually starting to look maybe like it might go green a little bit. Microsoft is actually holding up okay. Still in the green, which is good. George says now Nvidia is pumping. Oh, there we go, actually. Yeah, good call, George. There it goes, yeah. Amazing call. Yeah, that's a big pop up to 173 there. Glad to see Nvidia starting to break. Wow, this could actually be a pretty big intraday move, guys. Be on the lookout. Haha, George, I saw you like that in the discussion chat. There we go. Yeah, running up to 173. Santi says the SPY looks like it's falling. Yes, it does. I might have just said that, but yeah, nonetheless, it definitely looks like it's falling down. Over the past couple minutes, though, it's coming back up a little bit with some of these chip plays. George, is Intel moving too? Intel better start moving up, I'll tell you. With the way the CHIPS Act passed and stuff, I hope to see Intel start to pop up a little bit more because, oh, they've been brutal for me lately. See that daily. I'm averaged in on poor Intel here somewhere around like, I think 48 to 50. Let me double check. It's a long-term position, so I'm not really too worried about the average price now. Yeah, it's around $50, unfortunately. $50.69. Elon's favorite number, but nonetheless, yeah, $50.69 is my average price on Intel, which honestly, I will say, guys, not the best average price on Intel here, but I traded Intel a few times from 46 to 48 up to 60. So on the COVID drop. I traded Intel then. Had a very nice move back up there. Rebought on that same support down around 44 to 45. Traded it back up to $60 again. And then I rebought, you know, around 48 to 50 again. And now, you know, obviously we fell off, but got a couple big gains there on the first two goes. Honestly, those first two moves probably make up for the downwards action below 50 here, but nonetheless. Yeah, George, NVIDIA. Let's go back to that. That was looking hot. I'm just going to sit on this for a second. There's that daily chart, actually. Yeah, running up. Big move. On that 1 hour chart, we're like right on resistance. Like right around 173.50. We better start breaking this. Yeah, there we go on the 5 minute. Amazing. Amazing, amazing. Let's see, let's go back to CNBC, maybe see some more articles here. Bath and Body Works fall after companies lower sales guidance, citing more cautious consumers. Yeah, you know, I would definitely expect consumers to be more cautious, but what was crazy is Amazon Prime, or Amazon, announced their biggest Prime Day ever with 300 million products sold, and there was only 250 million products sold last year. That's 50 million more products. And I remember on Prime Day, everybody was in the discussion chat and stuff like that, talking about pretty much how consumers were being more cautious and stuff like that. But nonetheless, you know, Amazon did quite well. George says Amazon or AMD is also breaking 87. Let's see, AMD. Hey, there we go. AMD's up. Intel's the only one not really moving too good, but it looks like it's trying to run up, but yeah, that sucks. AMD and NVIDIA are doing a lot better. Yeah, AMD up to 87. I really like AMD, guys. I feel like that could be a pretty good move. Hang on, guys. Typing something out really quick. Guys, do you guys think it's hilarious how Nancy Pelosi buys billions of dollars worth of NVIDIA stock, and then they pass that bill, and now NVIDIA's flying up? I mean, I don't know. That insider trading sounds like it's pretty obvious there. Pretty obvious. That's pretty funny, though. Santi said Penn's coming up also. Penn. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Glad to see Penn running up. That's going to be huge for those January calls. And CCL. Yes, there we go. CCL. Sean says LabU, though. Let's see. LABU. Oh, there we go. Breaking 10. There we go. Hit that $10 resistance earlier. Now it's starting to get that secondary run, so glad you held that one, Sean. That's a very nice move, or I hope you held it. Let's see, Lockheed Martin, or Lockheed. Yeah, Keisha, it is. It is actually recovering up very well. You're right. Those earnings were pretty rough, too, so glad to see it coming back. But George says, is DraftKings breaking that wedge you had to the upside? And I think it is, actually. Let's go check it out. It is, George. It is. Wow. There we go. I'll take this move, guys. Don't forget to smash that like button for this amazing movement in the market. This has been amazing the past couple days, and wow, this is just such an amazing move here. Cannot believe that we're having these big breakouts and stuff like this. Great morning so far, and yeah, it's been an amazing morning. So yeah, smash that like button, guys. It's been a pleasure to do this with you, but nonetheless, yeah, DraftKings all the way up to $14 a share. Let's go. Honestly, my morning cannot even get any better now. Now that DraftKings is up. The only way we can get better is if it ends up going up to 10%. Then I'll be really happy then. But yeah, Penn's coming up. CCL. I mean, hey, pretty good day so far. Take that one. Yeah, that's a huge move there. But Keisha says, let's go AMD. Test 8890. Let's see AMD there. Yeah, I hope it gets up to 8890. It really looks like it's starting to break out, so great move with that. There goes NVIDIA. Still kind of holding up there at the top. That is hilarious, though. Obviously, that was pretty funny. Nancy Pelosi's husband puts millions into NVIDIA down here right at the bottom. Right at the bare bottom, he gets assigned, or he exercises call options and takes 20,000 shares. 20,000 shares down here. So, it's honestly not the most. You know, it came out, I think they said between like $1 and $5 million or something, but still, I mean, they're in Congress. They shouldn't be doing that stuff. You know, I guess if you think about it this way, though, I just had a bit of a thought. Now, tell me what your guys' thoughts are on this regarding insider trading and Congress and everybody like that. Because, you know, some people don't like that, obviously, but some people do like the fact that they can insider trade. Because imagine this, you know, they're insider trading. Obviously, if they insider trade and then they, like, crash a stock or something, then they'll probably end up getting in trouble. But nonetheless, if they're trading stocks to the upside, I mean, imagine. I mean, is it that bad that they, you know, that they are insider trading with it? You know, I mean, they're helping the market go up at least, you know, rather than down. If they had no incentive to make the market go up, imagine, you know, they could manipulate the market down then and just not care. So, I don't know. Kind of a weird way to think about it, but I just had that thought that, you know, if they didn't have an incentive to make it go up, you know, then they'll probably just get pissed and make it go down whenever they feel like, you know? So, I don't know. I'm glad that they have the incentive to keep it up. You know, maybe that's why that rule's there, actually. Because if it's not, who knows? I mean, they could do anything, really, and not even care. You know, because, you know, they won't have any investments. But, yeah, it's kind of a tough situation, you know? Like, obviously, you don't want them getting super rich off of it, but then again, you don't want them to crash the markets. It's kind of, I don't know. Yeah, like SM says, it's messed up, man. Yeah, exactly. It's messed up. I don't know what they're doing. He said it's some white collar stuff. Yeah, it kind of is. Yeah, now, exactly. Now, Mike, now that's what pisses me off the most. Insider trading is only allowed when they do it. You know, if somebody else had some insider information, it'd be the end of the damn world. You know, like they'd be in jail, they'd be paying some huge penalties or some fees. You know, hell would freeze over if like let's say, for example, like let's just random example here. Let's just say Michael Burry, for example. All right, Michael Burry got some insider info on, like, you know, like let's just say like GameStop or something, you know, and he bought in and, you know, GameStop exploded. Like, he'd probably go to jail or like pay a fine, you know, but, you know, Nancy Pelosi gets some insider information about GameStop. You know, she gives her old husband there the wink wink, and he throws $3 million at it, and then there you go, you know. So pretty simple, but Manny says, why LMFAO? Yes, said it before Pelosi, or said T before Pelosi, so interesting. But yeah, it's only allowed when they do it. You're right. That is what pisses me off about it, Mike. No lie. But yeah, nonetheless, guys, let me know what stocks you guys are still seeing running up today. I have about 10 minutes left on the stream here. I noticed Asana is now up 10%. Unity's up 8%, and these stocks are starting to really break above their high of days. So be on the lookout. We're back on a secondary leg to the upside on a lot of these stocks. There goes Shopify running up. That's actually a huge move with Shopify. Glad to see that. Yeah, that move with Shopify from last night's YouTube video is actually very hot. Astros running even. Matterport. Like we said, DraftKings. DraftKings is still going up to 14.25. All right, all right. Take that. Let's see what good old CCL options are looking like here. They start moving more. No, I'm just joking. Actually, yeah, they should actually. They should move more. We have CCL's actually popping up quite a bit today, guys. Starting to break out pretty well. Let's check out that IV real quick on CCL. CCL. Yeah, the IV's been going down a little bit, but nothing crazy. Let's see, what else do we have here on the market today? Clean Slate Trade says BFLY looking good today. Let's see, BFLY. Whoa, what did I do? I think I accidentally just took this thing full screen, guys. Hang on. Okay, there we go. What the? Yeah, sorry about that. I pressed something weird there. It took me full screen. But yeah, CCL, have a day. But yeah, BFLY, let's go to that. Oh wow. It's the S&P 500 Iron Butterfly Index. No way. That is funny. This is a funny index, but yeah, I don't know about that one, Clean Slate. This one is not the play for me, I'll say that. Yeah, I don't know. This is not my type of stock, and yeah, I will say personally I would never trade this. BFLY. Did you mistype this, Clean Slate? I mean, yeah, did you mistype this one? It's just in a crazy setup here. I mean, I know it follows like an Iron Butterfly or something, but still, I mean, crazy setup. So, personally, I would just rather trade something else, like low key. I'd rather just trade like SPY itself or something like that. But hey, thanks for joining up nonetheless. Just BFLY is just, I don't know, that was insane. George says, Teladoc, TDOC. Let's see, good old Teladoc here today. TDOC up to 43.50 at the high. Still running. Clean Slate said, think you did. Yeah, I might have misread it. Let's see, BFLY. Did I? BFLY. What is that? Oh, sorry about that, Clean Slate. Yeah, sorry about that. On TradingView, it always comes up with everything, and it gave me the index for the S&P 500 Iron Butterfly. Of all things, you know, like, of anything it could have gave me, it gave me that. But yeah, here's the real BFLY Butterfly. Okay, this makes more sense, Clean Slate. Okay, thanks for clarifying though. But yeah, that's an amazing move actually. Good call up 9.6%. They're actually getting really close to a resistance around $4.50, but yeah, there we go. It could run up to like $5, up to $5.50, maybe $6. Interesting. But yeah, BFLY is definitely having a big move here today, so great call, and I'm glad to look at it real quick. Manny says, real quick, explaining rolling a covered call. So, Clean Slate says just a bit. Just a bit. Yeah, it's up 10%. It's having a great day, honestly. And I'll tell you what, we've been having some pretty good moves here during these live streams. So, yeah, it's cool to see BFLY running. But I will say, you know, there's stocks running up like 10% just about every day. Let's see, good old Asana. Like, see, Asana's up 11.75%. I don't know. Butterfly looks a little bit risky on the chart, too. Definitely a growth stock. just like all these stocks have been. Keep bringing me that butterfly index. Quit doing that. Yeah, it's running up a little bit though. That's a pretty big resistance coming up. I will say this stock's been pretty risky. 2 back-to-back like 10% days out of this. I don't know how many more in a row we can end up having, but we'll have to see. Iranical says, watch Intel. I think it'll break out. I hope so. I mean, that chips bill has it looking pretty hot. I think that the daily chart looks pretty good on Intel, so I think it could end up moving up pretty well. But Manny says, explain rolling a covered call. So, sure thing, Manny. So, as we know, if you have a covered call, you have to have 100 shares of the stock or, you know, multiples of 100 shares. That way you can sell a contract, which is going to take up 100 shares. So, rolling a covered call, Manny, it's almost like, I will say it can be tough in a way, but also good in a way. So pretty much like if you have a covered call, pretty much if the stock goes up, you know, you can pretty much, you'll have to either sell out of that stock at whatever strike price the covered call was set at, or if the stock goes above it, you know, you can pay the extra fee and then still keep your shares, of course. So it's a little bit hard to explain, Manny, but what you'll do is instead of selling out of your shares at the time, for example, like if you didn't want to lose your shares, you could just keep rolling out the play until, now keep in mind, until, you know, the stock closes under your covered call, and then once it closes under there, then, you know, then you'll just make your premium and you'll be fine. So you have to just keep rolling it out until that stock comes under your strike price. Now, this can be an issue, Manny, because if you just keep rolling out a covered call and you keep rolling it and rolling it and rolling it and rolling it, eventually the stock might not stay down under that number anymore. Now, that's where you're kind of like, you know, that's kind of where you get hit as far as that goes. Now, the opposite goes for rolling cash secured puts. So if you have a cash secured put in place, you know, and you don't want to pick up shares, you can also just keep rolling that until the stock price goes above your put price. And then once that happens, then finally, you know, you'll make all of your premium at expiration and all will be good. As long as the stock stays up above that strike price on the cash secured put. So that's kind of how you explain it with rolling a covered call. The main thing is you want that stock to come back down below your strike price and close under there eventually. Now you can keep rolling it out forever and ever and ever as long as it comes back down and closes under that strike at expiration at some point. But, you know, when you're rolling it though and the stock has to go down, it's a lot different than when you're rolling a cash secured put and the stock has to go up. So I hope that helped explain things, Manny. It's a little bit confusing, but yeah, cash secured puts are really good to roll though. Like cash secured puts, you could theoretically roll out forever. So Shelly J says, good call on NVIDIA. Thank you. Yeah, definitely. NVIDIA's been having a great morning. Great day with this one. It's been really popping. Raymond Lee put some bulls. Yeah, there we go. Bullish day today, Raymond. A lot better than yesterday. Yesterday you were putting those, you were hiding your eyes with the emojis, but yeah, today it's still popping. Sean, did I just see LabU keep going up to 10-12? There we go. Have a day, LabU. That's actually a huge move from LabU. Yeah, that's big. I'll take that. It looks like it's going to be breaking out a little bit more. A lot of stocks kept going today, guys. Like CCL kept going. Penn Gaming kept breaking out. Asana's still going. Or ASAN, I should say. Yeah, look at how high Asana is right now. $19.50. This thing's up 12% now. Keep in mind, Moskovitz, the insider, has $1 billion in this stock. So keep that in mind. That could end up being pretty good information, you know, or if you don't even want to use that as good information, it might at least give you good confidence as in, you know, to hold the stock. Obviously, if the guy's putting $1 billion in it, you would think he would have some type of inkling of knowledge and it would start to go up over the next couple years or so. Obviously, he didn't call the bottom perfectly, but he's in pretty low, I think. But yeah, I appreciate you guys joining up today. Thank you so much, Sean, Manny, SM Fan, Keisha, Santi, Clean Slate, Raymond, Keisha, Elias, George, E, I'm Fierce, Vicky, Bobby Digital. Yeah, I appreciate it. Seriously, guys. Bazad, thank you so much for joining up. It's been a pretty good day in the market so far. Lots of stocks are breaking out. Any day DraftKings is green, especially 5% plus is looking really hot. So, yeah, I appreciate it, guys. If you guys post any profits today, don't forget to post them in the profits channel on Discord, and I will check those out. Last thing, Santi says resistance on AMD. Let's see. Oh, I type in Santi, not AMD. But here we go. Yeah, AMD, a big day today. Obviously, with all the chip news and everything like that coming out. Really good move. Let's see. Looking for resistance here. We're at 88. Actually, 88.30 is a pretty big resistance here, Santi. And then going up a little bit more, I see another huge one up around 90, and then another one at 92. So those are my levels there. SM says Tesla calls or put scalp. That is a very tough one today. I don't even know if I would do that, SM, running up into earnings like this or running into earnings. I guess I would say calls today, given how everything else is popping up, but just keep in mind, Tesla hit my upper resistance level today. When I look at Tesla on a daily, it's also been in a bit of a wedge pattern down here like DraftKings. And if this doesn't break out, we're probably going to see a drop down. So I really don't think that Tesla is going to move too much until earnings later, SM. So those are my thoughts as far as that goes. George says MU's breaking out. Let's see, Micron's up 0.7%. Yeah, it really is. It's actually just now breaking that high. So good call, George. If you guys are looking to day trade stocks, definitely check out MU. But yeah, so far today, the chip sector is really killing it. But yeah, I appreciate you guys joining up. Seriously, have a great rest of your day. And like I said, if you guys post those profits, don't forget to put them in the profits channel on Discord.